On September 6th, the energy will not be soft, it will not be gentle, and it will not allow you to remain comfortable in illusions. This day carries a sharp vibration that strikes directly at everything false around you. For too long, many walk through life surrounded by masks, by fake promises, by empty appearances that hide weakness inside. But September 6th is the day when such illusions cannot stand anymore. It is the day when the mirror of life turns, showing what is real and what is fabricated. And once you see, you cannot unsee. The truth becomes louder than the lies, and the false will shatter before your eyes. September 6th does not arrive to destroy you. It arrives to destroy the cages you keep yourself in. You may not even notice them until they start breaking apart, but when they do, you will feel a release, a sharpness of vision, a painful but necessary clarity. The fake friendships, the fake goals, the fake dreams built on ego rather than purpose. This day pushes them to the surface and forces you to see them. The vibration of this date carries no tolerance for dishonesty. It slices through pretense like a blade through silk. When September 6th comes, you must be ready to face yourself. It will be a day when the weight of illusions cannot stay hidden anymore. The false energy of people who pretend to care will reveal itself. The hollow intentions of those who smile only to take from you will no longer be able to disguise themselves. This is why many will feel shaken, because they have built their lives on foundations that are not true. But if you are ready, if you are willing to face this shattering, then you will stand on ground that is pure, and from that ground you will rise. The energy of September 6th is a breaking point. It is not about slow realization, it is about sudden exposure. Imagine a light so bright that every shadow vanishes. This is what this day brings. No excuses, no more time to delay, no more space to hide behind what is comfortable. You will either step into truth or you will watch the false structures around you collapse. That collapse can be painful if you cling to them, but liberating if you let them go. This is why September 6th must be treated as a turning point. It calls you to sharpen yourself, to stand in authenticity, to walk with discipline, and to embrace the discomfort of seeing things as they truly are. You cannot grow while you are surrounded by lies. You cannot rise while holding on to what is fake. Growth demands that you release the illusion. September 6th is not only about revealing the illusion, it is about giving you the strength to leave it behind. On that day, listen carefully to your life. Notice who drains your energy and who adds to it. Notice the goals you are chasing and whether they are truly your own or whether they are planted in you by society, by fear, or by comparison. Notice the way you spend your time and ask yourself if it is aligned with the truth inside you. September 6th is not a casual date. It is a strike of clarity, a reminder that life is too short to be lived in the prison of falseness. You must understand that energy has rhythm. Some days pass quietly, while others crash like thunder. September 6th is thunder. It shakes you, not to destroy, but to awaken. The more you resist, the more painful it feels. The more you accept, the more liberating it becomes. Allow it to cut away the unnecessary. Allow it to strip you of what no longer serves your growth. In that emptiness, you will find space for what is real. And only when you stand in the real can you begin to build a life that cannot be broken by the weight of falsehood. When everything fake around you shatters on September 6th, remain still, remain aware, and remain disciplined. Do not run back to the illusion. Do not try to repair what was never meant to last. Instead, walk forward into the truth that is revealed. The energy of that day is not an enemy. It is a teacher. And the lesson is simple. What is not real will not survive. September 6th is the beginning of a new alignment. It is the end of masks, the end of lies, the end of weak attachments. It is the day that separates the surface from the depth, the false from the true, the temporary from the eternal. Step into it with strength, and you will no longer fear what breaks, because you will know that only the fake can be broken. And what is real, what is true within you will remain unshaken, stronger than ever before. On September 6th, the difference between illusion and truth will stand before you with no space for confusion. Life has a way of letting illusions linger, allowing people to continue walking blind, believing in what is false because it feels easier than facing what is real. But this day is not soft. It is not designed for comfort. It is designed for exposure. On September 6th, the veil between illusion and truth becomes thin, and whatever is built on lies will no longer be able to hide. Illusion is heavy. It drains energy, it blinds the mind, it keeps the spirit chained. People live under illusions every day. Illusions of friendships that are hollow, illusions of goals that do not belong to them, illusions of happiness that is only surface deep. These illusions may appear beautiful, but they have no roots. When the wind of September 6th arrives, such illusions will be ripped away. They cannot survive the force of truth. Truth is different. Truth has weight. Truth carries strength. Truth cannot be destroyed, even when everything around it falls apart. On September 6th, you will feel this difference inside you. You will see how many things you have been holding onto that are nothing more than shadows, empty forms with no substance. And you will also feel where the truth is because it will remain unshaken, steady, calling you to trust it. The separation of illusion and truth is not gentle. It is dramatic because life waits too long for people to wake up. When illusions are shattered, it feels violent, it feels sudden, it feels like loss. But it is not loss, it is liberation. On September 6th, what is false will collapse, and you must not cling to it. If you try to hold on to illusions, the collapse will drag you down with it. But if you let them break, if you release them, you will find yourself lighter, clearer, and ready for what is real. Illusions feed the ego. They whisper that you are safe. They tell you that pretending is enough. They convince you that appearances are reality. But truth does not care about ego. Truth strips away appearances, it strips away comfort, it strips away excuses. September 6th will remind you that your life cannot be built on lies without eventually crumbling. It will show you the cost of living in illusion, and it will demand that you choose differently. This day is not about punishment, it is about awakening. The difference between illusion and truth is the difference between a life wasted and a life lived. Many waste years chasing what is fake, trying to satisfy desires that were never theirs, trying to impress people who do not care, trying to hold on to situations that have no soul. September 6th is a breaking point for such patterns. It is a reminder that time is too precious to be spent living in shadows. On this day, the mirror will be placed before you. You will see who is real in your life and who only plays a role. You will see what dreams are authentic and which ones are illusions planted by fear or comparison. You will see which parts of yourself are built on strength and which parts are masks. Do not run from this mirror. Stand before it. Accept what you see. The truth may be harsh, but it is the only path to growth. September 6th is not just about exposing the illusions outside of you. It is about exposing the illusions within you. The lies you tell yourself, the justifications you make, the fears you disguise as reasons, these will all rise to the surface. The energy of this day will not allow them to remain hidden. And when they rise, you must face them. This is not weakness, it is courage. This is not loss, it is freedom. The truth revealed on September 6th will demand change. You cannot go back to illusions once you have seen through them. To try to do so is to live in denial, and denial is the slowest form of self-destruction. Instead, walk into the truth, even if it feels uncertain, even if it feels uncomfortable. It is better to walk in truth with empty hands than to walk in illusion with everything false. The world outside you and the world within you are both shifting on September 6th. Illusion will try to fight, but it cannot win against the force of truth. And once the truth is revealed, you will understand that this day was never here to destroy you. It was here to save you. It was here to free you from the prison of falseness, to open your eyes, to show you the ground on which you can finally build something real. When September 6th passes, you will not forget it. Because the moment you see the difference between illusion and truth, you can no longer pretend. You can no longer live the same way. This is the power of the day. It does not allow you to go back. It pushes you forward into honesty, into authenticity, into the life that was waiting for you beneath the weight of illusions. And once you step into that, you will never again fear the breaking of the false, because you will know that only truth can stand, and truth is where your real strength begins. On September 6th, the collapse of masks will begin. Everything fake that has been hidden behind appearances will no longer be able to survive. This is the day when false identities, false promises, and false connections fall apart. It is the day when what people pretend to be can no longer stand against what they truly are. September 6th is not about subtle changes. It is about exposure. The energy of this day forces masks to break, no matter how carefully they were built. Many people live behind masks. They present strength when inside they feel weak. They act kind while their intentions are selfish. They appear successful but carry emptiness within. These masks can deceive others for a time, but they cannot deceive truth. On September 6th, the mask will be tested by the force of authenticity, and it will shatter. This breaking will not be gentle. It will be sudden, it will be clear, and it will be unavoidable. When the masks collapse and the reality behind them is revealed, for some, this will be shameful because they have hidden too long. For others, it will be liberating because they no longer have to carry the weight of pretending. September 6th strips away the lies we tell others and the lies we tell ourselves. And once they are gone, what remains is raw, unpolished, but real. This is the beginning of true growth. The fall of masks is painful because they have become a comfort. People hide behind them to feel safe, to avoid judgment, to escape responsibility. But comfort is not freedom, and safety inside an illusion is still a prison. September 6th breaks that prison. It takes away the comfort of the mask so that the real face, the real heart, and the real self can finally breathe. On this day, you will see the masks of those around you fall. Friends who only pretended to care will show their true intentions. Relationships built on lies will reveal their cracks. Leaders, teachers, and figures of influence who built power on deception will be exposed. But more importantly, you will see your own masks crumble. The mask of strength that hides your fears. The mask of peace that hides your anger. The mask of confidence that hides your doubt. All of these will face the light of September 6th. This collapse is not destruction, it is purification. It burns away what is false so that only what is true can remain. You cannot build a strong life on lies. You cannot create peace while hiding turmoil. You cannot discover purpose while pretending to be something you are not. September 6th comes to remind you of this truth. It demands honesty. It demands courage. It demands that you step forward without disguise. When masks fall, many will panic. They will try to rebuild them quickly, to hide again, to cover themselves with new illusions. But those who choose to accept the breaking, those who let the masks stay down, will experience transformation. They will feel the fear of exposure, but also the relief of authenticity. They will face the vulnerability of being seen, but also the power of being real. September 6th is not about humiliation. It is about liberation through honesty. This day teaches you that strength is not in the mask, but in the self behind it. Pretending to be strong is weakness. Admitting your truth and rising through it is power. September 6th strips away weakness disguised as strength and forces you to confront yourself. In that confrontation lies the chance for rebirth. Think of it as fire. Fire does not gently remove, it burns. But once it burns, only purity remains. September 6th is this fire. It burns the masks, it burns the false identities, it burns the layers of pretense. When the flames pass, what is left is the essence of who you are. From that essence, growth begins. From that essence, you can build a life that no longer depends on lies. The collapse of masks also clears the way for genuine connection. Once the false is gone, the real can emerge. Relationships that survive this day will be stronger because they are built on truth. The ones that do not survive were never real, and losing them is not loss, it is freedom. September 6th cuts away the hollow ties so that you can invest your energy only in what is authentic. Do not fear this day. Do not fear the breaking. The mask is not your protection, it is your burden. Let it collapse. Let it fall away. September 6th comes as a storm, but storms cleanse. They leave the sky clearer than before. And when the mask falls, your real face will face the world, not perfect, not polished, but alive. And that aliveness is what the false can never give you. On September 6th, do not resist. Accept the collapse, stand in the ruins of what was fake, and realize you are still standing, stronger, lighter, truer. The mask is gone, but you remain. And what remains is the beginning of a new self, a self no longer bound by illusion, a self ready to rise. September 6th is not the end of you. It is the end of who you pretended to be. The real you begins there. On September 6th, the test will come, not from the outside, but from within. It is a day that will not allow you to drift, to hide, or to delay. The energy of this date will demand clarity. It will press against your mind, against your emotions, against your spirit, and ask you to show what is real inside you. September 6th is not a day of comfort. It is a day of testing. And the test is simple. Will you remain standing in truth? Or will you collapse with the illusions that fall apart around you? This test is not about others. It is not about who betrays you or who leaves. It is about you, your strength, your awareness, and your ability to remain clear when everything false is breaking. On September 6th, and the ground beneath you will shake. The energy will expose what is weak, what is unstable, and what is dishonest. If you have built your life on illusions, the test will feel heavy. If you have chosen truth, the test will be fuel. The day separates those who are rooted from those who are drifting. Clarity is the first part of this test. Without clarity, you are blind. On September 6th, you must look directly at your life and see it as it is. No excuses, no false stories, no layers of deception, just pure awareness. Many will fail this because they do not want to see. They fear the truth more than the illusion. But this day does not ask what you prefer. It forces you to see. And once you see, the question is whether you will have the strength to act. Strength is the second part of the test. Clarity without strength is useless. On September 6th, when the illusions around you collapse, you will feel the pull to hold on. The mind clings to what is familiar, even when it is false. But strength is letting go, even when it feels uncertain. The day will test whether you have the courage to release the fake, to walk away from what no longer serves you, to stand without the masks and still face the storm. Awareness is the third part of the test. September 6th will expose not only the illusions outside of you, but also the ones inside. The lies you tell yourself, the excuses you make, the patterns you repeat, all will rise. Awareness means seeing them without denial. Many will resist this because it hurts to face weakness. It hurts to admit mistakes. But growth only begins with awareness. The test of September 6th will force you to stop running from yourself. This test is not gentle. It is sharp, it is dramatic, it is direct, but it is necessary. Without testing, you remain soft. Without testing, you remain unproven. On September 6th, life will press you into a corner and ask you to choose truth or illusion, courage or fear, growth or stagnation. The test is not there to destroy you. It is there to sharpen you. It is there to show you what you truly carry inside. If you remain clear, if you remain strong, if you remain aware, then September 6th becomes a breakthrough. It becomes the day when you prove to yourself that you are more than the illusions you carried. You are more than the weakness you once hid. You are more than the false life you pretended to live. Passing this test is not about perfection. It is about honesty. It is about standing in truth, no matter how heavy it feels. But if you fail the test, if you cling to illusions, if you run from the truth, the day will feel crushing. Because September 6th has no mercy for lies. It exposes them, and if you choose to hold on, you will collapse with them. This is why the test is so powerful. It gives you a choice, but the choice comes with consequence. You either rise or you fall, and the difference depends on your clarity, your strength, your awareness. Do not fear the test. Embrace it. Every strong spirit is forged through testing. Fire does not destroy the sword, it shapes it. Pressure does not break the diamond, it forms it. September 6th is fire, it is pressure, it is the shaping force. If you allow it, it will strip away the weakness and leave only strength. If you resist it, you will break under the weight of your own illusions. The test of September 6th is not a punishment, it is an opportunity. It is life demanding that you rise higher, that you step out of falseness, that you choose growth over comfort. It is dramatic because subtlety no longer works. It is powerful because the time for pretending has ended. This is the day when you must stand as you truly are. When September 6th arrives, stand firm. Do not panic when the illusions collapse. Do not tremble when masks fall away. Let the test reveal you. Let the truth strip you. Let the fire shape you. For when the day ends, those who remained clear, strong, and aware will not be the same. They will be sharpened, purified, and unshaken. September 6th will pass, but the strength it forges in you will remain for the rest of your life. On September 6th, the collapse of the false will not leave emptiness for long. This day is not only about endings, it is about openings. The destruction of what is fake is never the end of the story. Once the illusions fall, once the masks are gone, once the weak foundations are shattered, there will be a space left inside you and around you. That space is not a loss, it is an opportunity. September 6th gives you the chance to rebuild, to renew, and to let something true finally enter your life. Most people fear endings because they cannot see beyond them. They mistake the breaking of the old for the end of everything. But September 6th arrives to teach that when the false is removed, it makes room for the real. The broken pieces of illusion are not meant to be picked up and glued back together. They are meant to be left behind so that you can finally step into what belongs to you. The energy of this day does not leave you in despair. It clears the path for transformation. On September 6th, the opportunity for renewal is everywhere. It may appear in the form of new clarity about your purpose. It may show itself through the ending of a toxic connection, leaving space for a genuine one to appear. It may reveal itself in your habits, breaking patterns that have held you back and giving you the strength to start a new discipline. Renewal is not always loud, but it is powerful. Once the false collapses, life begins to plant seeds of truth in the empty ground. The renewal that begins on September 6th is not about becoming someone different. It is about returning to who you truly are. Illusions take you away from your core. Masks hide your essence. False goals distract you from your path. When these are stripped away, you do not lose yourself. You rediscover yourself. The energy of this day is like a cleansing storm. It clears the debris so that the ground beneath is revealed. That ground is your authentic self. That ground is where real growth can begin. To embrace this renewal, you must resist the temptation to run back to what is broken. Many will try to rebuild the false structures because they fear the emptiness. They will cling to fake relationships, false identities, and hollow ambitions simply because they are familiar. But September 6th is a reminder that familiarity does not equal truth. Renewal requires courage. It requires letting go of what is destroyed and trusting that the space left open is sacred. It is a doorway, not a void. When you step into this doorway, growth becomes possible in ways you could not imagine before. The illusions that once consumed your energy will no longer weigh you down. The masks you once carried will no longer suffocate your spirit. The false paths you once walked will no longer drain your time. September 6th gives you the chance to redirect your energy toward what is meaningful. what is strong and what is true. This is not a small shift, it is a turning point. Renewal also means discipline. When the space opens, you must fill it with intention. September 6th does not give you freedom so you can waste it. It gives you freedom so you can create something real. This means building new habits, nurturing real connections, and walking a path that is aligned with your deeper self. Renewal without discipline quickly collapses again into illusion. But with discipline, the new life you build after September 6th will stand unshaken. You must understand that renewal is not a gift given once. It is a choice. On September 6th, the choice will stand before you clearly. You can cling to what has broken, or you can step into what is waiting. You can rebuild illusions, or you can embrace truth. You can remain the same, or you can allow yourself to transform. The day itself carries the energy, but the decision must come from you. Renewal cannot be forced upon you. It must be accepted. This is why September 6th is a day of both destruction and creation. It tears down, but also rebuilds. It takes away, but also gives. It ends, but also begins. And the beginning is more powerful than the ending because it aligns with truth. Once the fake has been burned away, the real has a chance to grow. And what grows from truth will last. It will not collapse like illusions. It will not fade like masks. It will remain solid and strong. On September 6th, do not fear what falls apart. Welcome it. See it for what it is, the clearing of space for your higher self to emerge. See every ending as an opening. See every collapse as a chance to stand taller. Renewal is the gift hidden in the shattering. And if you have the courage to step into it, you will find that this day is not about loss, but about rebirth. When the sun sets on September 6th, you will not be the same. If you embrace the renewal, you will carry a different strength, a different clarity, a different purpose. The illusions will be gone, but in their place will be a path that is true. This is how transformation begins. This is how a new life is born, not through comfort, not through pretending, but through the collapse of the false and the renewal of the real. September 6th is not just a date. It is a doorway into the self you were always meant to be. On September 6th, guidance will come in the form of discipline, mindfulness, and awareness. This is not a day to wander aimlessly. It is a day that demands presence. The energy of September 6th will strike hard, exposing illusions and tearing away what is false. Without guidance, many will panic. Without inner structure, many will collapse with the masks that fall. But for those who are willing to practice awareness and discipline, this day becomes a doorway to strength instead of chaos. Mindfulness is the first key. On September 6th, the storm of revelation will be loud. You will see relationships crumble, illusions break, and truths rise that you may not want to face. If your mind is restless, if you are caught in fear or anger, the noise will consume you. But mindfulness allows you to remain still in the center of the storm. It allows you to observe without losing yourself. To be mindful on these days is to step back from panic and see clearly what is happening. Illusions are not being destroyed to hurt you. They are being destroyed to free you. Only a calm mind can understand this. Discipline is the second key. On September 6th, when the false collapses, there will be a temptation to slip back into old habits, to rebuild the same illusions again. Discipline prevents this. Discipline is the strength to say no to weakness, no to pretense, no to the comfort of masks. It is the ability to stand with truth, even when it feels heavy. Discipline will remind you that growth is not easy, but it is necessary. Without discipline, the freedom of this day will be wasted. With discipline, it will become the foundation of transformation. Awareness is the third key. September 6th does not only reveal the false in others, it reveals the false within yourself. Awareness means looking inward and seeing your own masks, your own lies, your own distractions. It is not enough to point at the illusions of the world. You must face your own. Awareness is painful because it strips away denial, but it is also powerful because it gives you the chance to change. On this day, awareness will separate those who grow from those who remain stuck. Guidance on September 6th is not about following someone else. It is about guiding yourself through discipline, mindfulness, and awareness. The world outside may collapse, but if you carry these three, you will remain steady. You will not be crushed by the weight of what ends. Instead, you will rise through it. Guidance does not remove the storm. It teaches you how to walk through it without losing direction. September 6th is not gentle. It will challenge your patience, your strength, and your honesty. But this is exactly why guidance is necessary. Without it, the day feels like destruction. With it, the day feels like transformation. You must be willing to hold yourself steady, to stay mindful when fear rises, to stay disciplined when comfort tempts, and to stay aware when illusions try to hide again. This is the path of real growth. To live with discipline on September 6th means to act with intention. Do not waste your time on distractions. Do not run to people who only take from you. Do not chase goals that are hollow. Choose carefully where you put your energy. Every action on this day matters because it will set the tone for what comes after. The false will fall, but what you do with the truth that remains will decide your future. To live with mindfulness on September 6th means to breathe through the storm. Do not let fear drive your choices. Do not react blindly to endings. Stay calm, stay steady, stay present. In the stillness, you will see clearly. And clarity is what gives you strength to make the right choices. To live with awareness on September 6th means to look at yourself with honesty. Ask where you have been pretending, where you have been avoiding responsibility, where you have been hiding from growth. Awareness is not about shame. It is about freedom. The moment you see clearly, you can change. And this day gives you the perfect chance to change because the energy itself will not let you stay the same. September 6th will test everyone, but it will also teach. It will remind you that guidance does not come from outside. It is built within. It is in your ability to stay mindful, disciplined, and aware when everything falls around you collapses. It is in your ability to see clearly, to let go, to walk forward. That is guidance. That is strength. When the day passes, those who carried no guidance will feel broken. They will cling to illusions, rebuild lies, and repeat old mistakes. But those who lived with mindfulness, discipline, and awareness will emerge stronger, freer, and truer to themselves. They will not be crushed by what fell apart because they will have built something within that cannot collapse. September 6th is the reminder that real guidance is not about escaping the storm. It is about walking through it with clarity. It is about facing endings without fear and facing truth without hesitation. With discipline, you rise. With mindfulness, you endure. With awareness, you transform. And when the illusions are gone, you will remain standing unshaken because you are rooted in what is real. This is the power of September 6th. It does not only destroy, it teaches. It does not only expose, it strengthens. It does not only end, it begins. If you embrace the guidance of discipline, mindfulness, and awareness, this day will not break you. It will shape you. It will purify you. And it will leave you ready for the life that can only be built on truth,